Ah, aquí vamos.
¿Crees que aún sirva?
¿La hierba expira?
Habrá que ver.
The infamous weed scene.
You're gonna talk about how we did this twice?
No
Oh,
puedes
yeah.
abrirlo.
Oh, we
my
had a whole
God,
other version of
yes.
the scene that was a little too
On the
earnest,
nose. Yeah.
and we rewrote it and recaptured it.
It's
How do
funny
you
mean by
describe it
that.
as earnest? Because I felt that it was literally a fight until she's like, "Okay, I love you."
It also felt that fight was trumping some stuff that happens later in the theater once we're in Seattle. So this was like a moment to give them
Te sucede.
pure innocence before we go on this violent journey.
I remember, Neil, when you pitched the idea that, like, she throws the glass, and I was still, to this day, I'm like, but what if you smoke glass? I
What
get
if you
really
smoke glass?
concerned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Digo, estaremos atrapadas un rato, ¿no?
Kissing scenes in performance capture is really hard.
I feel like that the hardest part about it was when we would have to do the ones where we would have to be standing apart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
then
that was really embarrassing.
we would just have to be like
Yeah,
with
because
ourselves.
we had one where it was just you standing there with your face turned to the side
Ugh,
and just
I-
kind of kissing the air so we get the pure facial reference that isn't obscured by
And then
Shannon's
I was like,
big head.
why do you need the front of the face? The front of the face is being used.
Well, because they animate it from like all angles, even though you only see like one
Yeah.
side.
I feel like if I had to do this with anybody else, it would have been even more uncomfortable. But because Shannon and I got so close, it was helpful to sort of, when we had to do those awkward sort of kissing moments and we weren't actually being able to connect with each other physically and feeling awkward and weird, we would still be holding on to each other. So it still felt
We were like minorly cuddling,
minorly cuddling. So you're like, well, at least there's like a little bit of something
like
here.
intimacy. There was still
Yeah.
some form of intimacy that was like, all right, I still feel safe. I don't feel like I'm like flapping in the wind.
And you're in a brightly lit room
Very brightly
with
lit
a
room.
bunch of technical engineers like standing all around you.
Yeah. But we found ways around it to sort of still be able to, connect with each other and not feel so weird.
Oh, ¿qué? Ahora me gustaría
I mean, what
saber
you're
por qué
doing
sí.
is, I think, pretty hard. You're trying to convey years of relationship with this other, your best friend, and it all has
Yeah.
to come across like there's just so much history, and yet there's this still awkward thing that hasn't been realized until this moment.
Mira quién habla.
Haces que prefiera salir y quedarme en esa ventisca.
She's got to flick that joint really aggressively in a second.
Flicky.
Ellie's so cool here. Look at how cool she is.
Espero que este sea mejor que 6.
Yeah.
The flicking always made me
very
uncomfortable. I was
aggressive.
like, what if it catches on
It's
fire?
a very dry space.